How is it going? Databytes is No Dad here, and welcome back to another Roblox video. I guess it'll be Roblox Assassin. I'll probably just show some Roblox Assassin gameplay during this video, but today's video is a Q&A. This is the third Q&A that I've done. A lot of you guys have asked me some questions, and I'm going to be answering them in this video. So, you know, not much to say about it. You know, I put a little community post out asking you guys to ask me questions, and you guys asked a bunch of interesting questions, and I'm going to answer them. But guys, if I do not answer your question in this video, there are two other parts, so I'm gonna give you guys like the link to it. I'll just put like an I in the top right corner. I put an I in the top right corner to part 2, and then in part 2 I reference part 1, so like you can go back. Part 1's a pretty old video actually, so, but you know, it has the most interesting, well, part 1 is the most basic questions, like can I have a free knife and stuff like that, so it answers those questions. But anyway, just be sure to watch those first two parts before watching part 3, except you don't really have to. You can watch it in any order you want, if you want to be a rebel like that. I don't know. But anyway, we're just going to get into the questions. Also, if you're the one who asked the question, you will be getting a shout out in this just because you asked the question, so I'm going to reference your name. And if I do not reference, if I say your name incorrectly, then I apologize. Because this guy in particular, his name is kind of hard to pronounce. It's Zalsa the Animator. And he asked, how were your skills when you first started Assassin? Were you horrible, or did you have skills? When I first started Assassin, in terms of like gameplay, I was fairly decent. You know, I played Twisted Murderer before that, so I had some experience of like throwing knives and stabbing people. Obviously, you know, the controls were a little different. Like in Twisted Murderer, like when you threw a knife, you could like hold left click and throw the knife at any time. You would just release it. But in this, when you hold the left click, it kind of just throws automatically, so you kind of have to time it a bit more. So when I first started, I was fairly decent, I guess. I mean, I wasn't the best at all. I certainly died a lot more than I do now, but, you know, I was fairly decent in terms of skills. I did win every now and then. I wasn't completely horrible or anything, so I was kind of just in the middle. In terms of getting knives and making profit, I really wasn't that good. But I didn't really have any knives to begin with. I feel like if I did have a lot of knives, I would have made mistakes. Like, you know, I used to make a lot of mistakes back then because I never really knew the concept of value changes, except value changes never really happened until the February update. So when I first started in December, the values pretty much remained stagnant. So, but the point is, I wasn't really that good. It took me a while to get the value list, learn the value list, and like learn how to make profit and stuff like that. But when I first started Assassin, I did have a friend, and we kind of played together. We kind of shared inventories, in case you don't know that story. So, you know, it did, two heads are better than one, they say. So it did kind of help us make profit a lot quicker, because if I just started by myself, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. Spotless Own asks, is Assassin a pickle or a pickle? That's a tough question, man. I think, you know, game theory right here. It's just a theory, a game theory. But I think it's just a pickle. That's my interpretation. Some other people may think it's a pickle, but I don't know, dude. Illuminati confirmed or something. It's just one of the questions that nobody knows. Like, for example, is it pronounced no data or no data? Nobody knows. It's just a mystery in life. XXCoolKid24XX asked me, if you were to change one rule of Roblox, what would it be? I'd probably make it so that half of the English language isn't tagged. Like, seriously, there's so much tag. If you're 12 years, if you're less than 13 years old, you literally can't even say numbers. Like, that's a little ridiculous. I get we're supposed to keep kids safe, but like, if you give out your age, like, nobody is just going to instantly find you. Like, maybe if you say your name and age, if you have like a really elite hacker / stalker in your server, then maybe somebody would be able to find where the heck you live and like your bus stop or something. I really don't know. But like, if I just say I'm 17 years old, that doesn't automatically mean that somebody's going to track me down. on a freaking Roblox game. I don't think that's going to happen. So like, I think you can untag the numbers, and luckily we can bypass the filter just by saying music and then the number, because if that wasn't a thing, we'd all be freaking screwed. Emiliano RBLX asked, who is your favorite Roblox YouTuber? My favorite Roblox YouTuber? My favorite Roblox YouTuber is obviously No_Data. No Data is a great Roblox YouTuber. He does so much cool stuff, and you guys should totally subscribe. But no, in all seriousness, I don't really watch a lot of other Roblox YouTubers, but I do think Flamingo is pretty funny. I do enjoy his content, so I do watch him from time to time. And once in a blue moon, I watch Tofu, because, I used to watch him a lot when he played Assassin, like, every freaking day. But, like, literally not a lot of Roblox YouTubers play Assassin anymore. It's really just me, Assassin Mike, and Weird Bread. Like, we're the only people who play Assassin. And Ethan XL, he plays Assassin pretty frequently. But, like, no other YouTubers do it anymore. Which is kind of sad, because Roblox Assassin is kind of updating a lot recently. But the point is, I used to watch Tofu a lot when he played Assassin, but he doesn't really do it anymore, so I don't watch Tofu that much anymore, but I am still subscribed to him. I mean, he does still have pretty interesting content from time to time, but I do find Flamingo a lot more enjoyable. The Furious Flame asked, can you shout out, follow, or friend your fans? Now, I said this in Q&A part 2, but I can't really friend all my fans just because, you can only have 200 friends, so there's not really much I can do there. And I usually have 199 because I have to friend other giveaway winners. So, yeah. Shout out, I do shout outs occasionally, like if somebody does something really nice to me, or if they do something that really impresses me, I do shout them out. You know, if I feel like they deserve that kind of recognition. But, like, there would be so many people to shout out if, like, If I shouted out, like, everybody who gave knives, that would be so many shoutouts. Take MaxBlock, for example, and, like, he hasn't been in any videos for a while, but, like, he used to do shoutouts for, like, everybody who gave him free stuff, and, like, he would shout them out on video, and, like, the first 5 minutes would be straight shoutouts, and that's just MaxBlock. I feel like I would get a lot more knives if I did a deal like that, but, you know, occasionally somebody does something nice to me, I will give them a shout out in a video. But usually, if you want a shout out, you should definitely do something impressive. Like, I shout out people who are on the competitive leaderboard because I find that impressive. In terms of following, I do try to follow as many people as possible. So, you know, sometimes when, like, you're on a game of mine, I will follow you if you ask. So you can totally do that, but again, there's just so many people, I wouldn't be able to follow everybody. Like, I can tell on this video, just because I said I try to follow a lot of people, I know a lot of people are going to ask. If I don't get to following you, then I sincerely apologize. I'm trying my best, dude. Hunter Your Loves YT asked me, who inspired you to make videos? It depends on, like, what time period you're talking about, because I did used to make a lot of videos, like, a long time ago. Maybe, like, I think it's 8 years ago now. Wow, that's a long time ago. Well, like, I was like a little kid, maybe like 10 years old, and I think the one person who inspired me to make videos, you guys have probably never heard of him in your life. I think his name is Zemnort or something like that, and like, he used to make a lot of videos. He would just record the TV and just make videos, and I enjoyed his content. I personally enjoyed what he did. You know, he was just a kid and stuff, and, you know, I thought his videos were pretty entertaining. And I think he had, like, a friend or brother named, like, Productor2 or something. But, like, I think Zemnort, I think he deleted his channel. Like, I think he legit doesn't exist anymore, and that made me pretty sad. So, I guess I decided to make some videos on my own. I just recorded my TV and stuff, like, 8 years ago. And those videos do still exist, and they are unlisted. And you guys are never going to see them. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You guys will never see those videos because they're the worst and they're super cringy. So you guys are probably never going to see those videos in your entire life. Maybe if I reach like a huge milestone, I'll release like one. But chances are you're never going to see them. So yeah, that's a bit of hidden no data lore. So there you go. I gave you guys some no data lore. In terms of, like, when I started up again in July, like, 6 months ago, nothing in particular. inspired me. I kind of just, once I got Champion Blade, I decided, you know, let's do YouTube and like make videos about Assassin, and the rest is history, really. So nobody in particular inspired me then. I kind of just started on my own. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Do you like onions? This is asked by Gene Boyer, the guy who eats onions while watching my videos. No, I don't particularly like onions, but I hope you're enjoying your onions right now as you're watching this. Hope you're enjoying your onions. I'm sure you like them. I don't particularly like them, but you know, it's whatever. Hope you're enjoying your onions. Fat Swiss and T asks, if you could make your own knife, what would it be? And he's talking about like on Assassin or Murder Mystery X, Murder Mystery 2, etc. On Murder Mystery X or Murder Mystery 2, I'm not particularly picky. Like, it could just be like a basic no data knife. Like, it could be purple and say like no data or something, and like have my face on it. I think that would be pretty cool. You know, I'm not particularly picky on that. Assassin, on the other hand, if I were to ever have an assassin knife, it would have to be an exotic. It would have to be called Butters, alright? It would have to be an exotic Butters knife. And, you know, it could be a code, really. It doesn't... That exotic doesn't really have to be worth anything at all, but it has to be an exotic, otherwise, it's ruined. It can't be a common and called Butters. It has to be an exotic. Gameplay It asks, do you play anything other than Roblox? Yeah, I do play a lot of other things that are Roblox. I have a Nintendo Switch. I like to play Mario Odyssey a lot. I think that's pretty fun. I love Five Nights at Freddy's. I enjoy playing those. I have like all 6 games. I play Smash Bros. With my friends a lot. I think that's pretty fun. Super Smash Brothers is very fun. And like every day after school, I basically just hang out with my friends and just play on the Nintendo Switch, so I think it's pretty fun. I do play a lot of games other than Roblox. And even on this channel, there are games other than Roblox. If, I've played Cuphead, Bendy and the Ink Machine, and I played, Kirby Superstar. So, you know, that's pretty cool. I was going to play Five Nights at Freddy's 6 on this channel, but I decided that wasn't really entertaining. Because on games like those, I'm usually really quiet when I'm scared, so I decided that wasn't really entertaining, so I didn't bother making the time to edit it and upload it. Ash Oof asked me, what if someone you dated thought that Roblox was childish? I mean, I wouldn't really care. I mean, that's just their opinion. They can think whatever they want if they think Roblox is childish. But like, I'm still going to play it though. If a girl were to break up with me because they thought Roblox was childish, then that's kind of shallow, in my opinion, but I wouldn't really stop playing or anything. If she doesn't like Roblox, then she's perfectly entitled to her opinion. It's whatever, really. I wouldn't really care that much. Hashtag Magnificent Mario Mobs asks, what is your favorite MMX knife and gun? Oh, my favorite gun is obviously the Purple Luger. That's out of the question. Everybody knows that by now. I don't really have a particularly favorite knife, although I do like the Heartbreaker. I do like Purple Haze. I do like Divine, and the Permafrost is really freaking cool, but I don't really have a set favorite for that. This question comes from Galaxy RBLX. If purple wasn't a color, what would be your favorite color? Well, obviously, if purple wasn't a color, I would make it a color. I would discover it. I would make purple a color. I'd make it a thing. Even though our minds literally can't come up with different colors. It's literally impossible. But, like, I would find a way to invent purple, and I would get millions and millions of dollars for it. I'd be known as the man who created purple. So, there you go. I'd be like a professional artist or something, just make it all purple. It wouldn't matter if I can only draw like preschool level stick figures. They're purple, so therefore they are amazing. The next question comes from the Ultimate Ninja 2814. He asked, what would you do if you were able to give Robux to other people with permission? Alright, so if there are any Roblox admins watching this, just so you know, I do not give Robux. I don't do Robux giveaways. I know those are against the rules, but if it wasn't against the rules, I'd probably just give away Robux occasionally on the group. I would just give away free Robux, just like any normal giveaway. I would be like, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and like I would pick a winner, and I would also tell people who entered to join the group, so I would literally just give them a bit of Robux, and it would be pretty freaking cool. But unfortunately, If you don't know that, guys, giving free Robux is against the rules, so I cannot do that. I was completely ready to do Robux giveaways, but I emailed Roblox to ask for permission because I didn't want to do it if it was against the rules, and they said no, you cannot do that. So I will not be giving away free Robux. I'm sorry, you guys will just have to buy it or something. I don't know. Wicked Bat asks, are you ever going to play something as much as you do Roblox on the channel? And finally, this question comes from Eastman Gamer 890. He asks, what was the first Roblox game you played? I'd imagine something Mario related. I did like Mario back in the day, so there were a lot of Mario games then, so I guess I played them. Those games now are super old and probably unplayable because Roblox's engine just changes over the course of that many years. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this Q&A. If you want to ask more questions, just leave it down in the comments and maybe I'll make a part 4 sometime in the future. But that is it for now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and those other things that YouTube people do. And I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles.